Joining me now from our bureau in Washington, D.C., creator and director of The Chosen, Dallas Jenkins. Dallas, a streaming series about Jesus Christ. In this day and age of gender diversity and all that kind of garbage going on, you chose to go in an anti-Hollywood direction, both in funding and in a production and distribution sense.
Right. Yeah, you actually said something really intuitive in the last segment when you talked about we have to play by their rules, and yet the rules keep changing. And that's what led us to decide we don't want to play by their rules because the rules keep changing. We're going to play by our own. I mean, one of Hollywood's golden rules is he who has the gold makes the rules. And so we figured instead of waiting for a big check to finance a Jesus show, where I really wanted to be in charge of the content and make sure that it was accurate, and instead of waiting for distribution from people who are oftentimes antagonistic to our values, we decided just to do it ourselves. And so we decided to use crowdfunding to finance it, and we decided to create our own app to distribute it. And so we're trying to use these methods to get directly to the people, as Ronald Reagan used to do when he just used to bypass the media and go straight to the people. That's what we're trying to do now.
Let's go to the Sea of Galilee, where you shot a lot of your film. That's going to be distributed on an app, which is a fascinating way to distribute a series like this. Roll tape.
Down for a catch.
I don't have a quarrel with you, teacher, but we've been doing this all night. Nothing. All right.
The nets into the Sea of Galilee, really one of the greatest moments in the history of the world is chronicled in the New Testament. Did you go to the Middle East to shoot that? Did you go to the Sea of Galilee, or was that shot in Texas like a lot of the other film?
Yeah, I did go to the Sea of Galilee before we shot because I wanted to do the research and make sure that I had, I think, a sense, not only physically and intellectually, but spiritually, of the story that I was telling. I feel a great weight and responsibility to get this right. But we shot it actually in Texas. So what you just saw was, like you said, one of the great and most impactful moments in the history of the world in the New Testament. We filmed it on a lake in Texas. And that's one of the cool things about Texas. Not only were they open to us politically and spiritually, but they've also got some great topography that allowed us to make it look as much as possible like an authentic portrayal of the life and times of Christ and of what that setting and that time period looked like.
I watched a little bit of episode 1, and Mary Magdalene plays a big role in episode 1, I think in later episodes as well. Why? Why did you build a lot of the storyline around her?
Yeah, well, episode 1, we focused on her. Each of the episodes, we focus on different disciples and followers. One of the main reasons is we wanted people to be able to see Jesus through the eyes of those who actually met him. And so there are people today who I think feel outcast, who feel like they are hurting tremendously, like Mary Magdalene was before she encountered Christ. And so we want this show to speak to the times of today as much as it speaks to 2,000 years ago. And so some of the oppression that people were feeling then, some of the poverty people were feeling then, I know many people feel today. And so I want the viewer to be able to say, you know what, I can identify with her, or I can identify with him. And then when Jesus comes along and intrudes on the lives of these people in the best way possible, I want people today to go, maybe Jesus is the answer for me too. Maybe God is a possible answer for me too in the midst of all this chaos and confusion. And I believe if you can see Jesus through the eyes of those who actually met him, you can be touched and impacted in the same way they were. And that's the feedback we've been getting from people who've watched this show, is that they're identifying with the characters in a human, relatable way, which hasn't always been the case with a lot of faith-based Bible projects. And that allows people to actually be changed and transformed, which I think right now in today's world is the only really real answer to so much of what we're facing.
And if folks want more information and they want to subscribe, they want to sign up to watch the series, how do they do so?
Actually, it's really easy. In fact, you don't have to subscribe. You just go to the app. So right now, if you go to the App Store or you go to Google Play and you look up The Chosen, you can download the app immediately. It's free. Episodes 1 through 4 are free. You could be watching within 90 seconds of getting the app and watching episodes 1 through 4. And we really wanted to make it as easy as possible. Again, we're trying to do this outside the system.
Right.
Want to go straight to the people. And so the app has been the great way to do that.
And it's viewer funded, if you will. The more people watch,
Yeah.
the more funding hopefully you can get and continue the series infinitum. And what a daunting task, if you think about it, trying to chronicle the life and times of Jesus Christ. And even picking the actor who plays Jesus Christ, what a daunting task. But from what I've seen, you folks are pulling it off very well. Dallas, good luck and thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.